What's good, YouTube? Back with another video. Today is just gonna be a video about me talking about my car, what I've done to it, future plans, things I do like, things I don't like, which ain't really much. But this is my 2013 Audi S5 Prestige package, with the carbon package also inside, I guess. It is not a, what is it, black optics package, because this car did come with the silver-ish trim around the windows, but I got those vinyl wrapped in black. Yeah, so these are originally silver, but I wrapped them out in black. Like I said, it's a 2013. It has 117,000 miles, and that's because I used to daily it when I first bought it. It was my daily, so rain, snow, anywhere I would need to go, this is the car I would drive. But I ended up getting an HVAC job, which then I got a van, a work van, so I didn't drive it as much, stayed in the garage. So the miles have been stopping ever since. And then I bought myself a Saturn for a daily after I stopped doing HVAC, so I didn't want to keep putting miles on the car. Yeah, it's built to kart, it's built to get miles put on it, but just so many crazy ass drivers around. I don't drive it in the rain, even though today I did, because I was getting my seat repaired. It was starting to show its age, so I had this company called Fibernew come out. They sanded the seat down, repainted it and re-cleared it, which looks OEM. Looks pretty good. It's still gonna have the wrinkles and stuff, just like the driver's passenger side one does, because it's an older car. So I guess I'll start from the front. It has a RS5 styled front grille. It has ECS front lip, carbon. It has these fog light canards. I don't really know what you call them, because I don't really classify them as canards, but online it is. Those are in carbon. Those are from Carbon Imports. All of my carbon fiber that I mostly buy from this car is from Carbon Imports. It's a company I highly recommend. Quality products, shipping is really fast. I mean, I get lucky because I believe they're based out of New York or something like that, because I order something and like 2-3 days later I usually get it. So yeah, I have, these are OEM headlights, but they've been customized. You can kind of see I do have the S5 etched into the inner lens. I did do this work myself, well, part of it. So I did take them apart myself, which took me like a week, because I was taking piece by piece off, because this headlight has so many pieces and bolts and I didn't want to mess anything up. So I took this off. This is usually chrome here, so I blacked that out. I removed the orange amber there, and I also did with my OBD11, I turned off this light here because I don't really like the hue that it has. It's not like a true orange. And I got all of my parts from B8 Drivers, so I told them what I wanted to do. So they etched the lens for me, and it's an upgraded lens also, so it protrudes more light through it. I also have their amber turn signal LED from them. It doesn't give you an error. And yeah, so after I took it apart, all the parts came in, and these do have the Demon light in them, which I also installed that, and I also got that from B8 Drivers. So I guess I had put the mechanism that holds the lens in wrong. I forgot which side, and I couldn't figure it out. So after I did all that work, and one of my lights kept leaking, turned out it was damaged. I sent it back to B8 Drivers. They ended up fixing the mechanism for me. They resealed the light for me, and ever since then everything's been good. I mean, Audi headlights, for some reason, they have a breather, which you get sometimes condensation, but it's normal because it goes right away, especially if you're driving around town. You do tend to get some condensation. So that's that with the headlights. I do want to send them out again because I do want to get the little tubing inside. I want to put new ones in because after a while those start to yellow, and then you start seeing that the headlights aren't like a true bluish hue, they're starting to yellow. So I want to get that done, and also want to have a new switchback style for the headlights. So the switchback is so the turn signal, the whole boomerang thing turns into the turn signal instead of just the light. And I also want to get the daytime running light frosted. Next, I do have, this is a full carbon fiber hood. I did get it paint matched. You can see I left just this part of the carbon exposed, so I left that exposed, which is cool. You can also see the cover for the engine is also, I put carbon in there as well. So it's a fully carbon hood from Revo's Sport, something like that. I got it paint matched because I believe this car is too big to have a fully carboned out hood. It's too big to have a fully carboned out hood, so I ended up getting it paint matched. And second, I guess I'll go to the wheels, which is one of my most asked question on Instagram. What are my wheels? Even though I tag every picture I post, I always tag the company, which is Vexton. So these are my Vexton wheels. I ended up designing these. If you know a company called Edelweiss, I kind of based off my design with them. These off of those wheels. Your difference is that the white spoke doesn't start closer to here. This one starts more towards here. It still has the same kind of center design here, which I like the smaller center in the middle. It is a fully forged wheel, and they are for sale. So if anyone wants to buy them, for the thing everyone's been asking and wanting from me is the wheel specs. So these are 20 by 10.5. They're pretty fitted. I do have a 3 mil in the back, in the front and the back. I could run a 5 mil in the back, but I'm having air out issues because these wheels have these spokes here. They have these spokes here, and every time they air out in the rear, they tend to hit the rear quarters. So I tied it down to a 3 mil. So I used to be able to tuck 20s in the rear, but ever since the spoke thingy, I've not done that anymore because it'll mess up the quarter. It happened once and I haven't done it again because I don't want to keep damage. Unfortunately, it did damage like the spokes here. It didn't like dent it or anything. It just took like a shaving off of the finish. But I ended up finding some really good touch-up paint that was like almost 100% matched to them. So that's that. Like I said, they're 20 by 10.5 plus 20. Some people do fit 11s on these, 20 by 11s. But my biggest thing is concave. These wheels are pretty concave. I love concave wheels because it gives us such an aggressive look. I got these skirts, and a lot of people ask me about them. People probably are like, oh, he's an asshole, he's not telling people what skirts he has, he's trying to gatekeep. But like I keep telling everybody, I don't remember the company name, 1, and 2, I did follow the company on Instagram and they disappeared. So I believe these were the last set. These are carbon. They're dirty right now. They're carbon skirts. They're basically a one-off skirt because when I bought these skirts, 1, they're for an S4, and 2, when I bought these skirts, the guy was like, hey, I messaged them and he was like, hey, I do have one last set of skirts. They are carbon like you're looking for them, but they're for a S4. Do you want to try it? I was like, sure. And I bought the skirts from him, and like I said, I never heard from them again. The company just went MIA. I had a feeling when I bought them that they were just gonna stop producing skirts. So those are the ones I have. Carbon Imports is coming out with a new set of skirts, which I'm waiting for those to come out. I'm pretty stoked on those to come out because I've seen pictures of them. They look pretty sick. Yeah, so that's that. I have these rear bumper spats. So these are also technically a one-off bumper spat. The lady from Decor Carbons, there's another company that just went MIA. The lady had made those sets off a guy that actually hit me up. He's like, hey, I gave this lady the idea and I guess she ended up selling you them. But I placed an order for a set too, but she never sent them to me, which is pretty messed up. So when those came out and she posted pictures of them, I was like, hey, how much are you guys offering for those? And she told me the price, and I had already placed an order with her. I was like, just include those in for me, and I'll just buy them. And she was like, sure. So those where those came from. Those are also carbon. I'm a big carbon person. These are also carbon fiber. They're from Carbon Imports. The antenna is also carbon fiber. That's from ECS Tuning. And then my carbon fiber spoiler from Carbon Imports. And I have the ECS Tuning rear diffuser. And for exhaust, I have basically an OEM exhaust. I just deleted the resonators and I deleted the resonators and put an X pipe, and then I took out the mid mufflers, but it still has the OEM mufflers on it. And I just cut the tips off and got welded new bigger tips. Those are 4-inch tips, I believe. Yeah, so that's that. Another question that I get a lot of questions about this car. I swear people probably think I'm an asshole, but I just either don't have time to be replying to everyone's messages, or it gets so repetitive of you answering the same question over and over and over again. And then sometimes I post it on my story, like my wheel specs. I posted them a couple times on my story, but still people keep asking for them. The other thing is these tail lights. So these tail lights they're basically B9 and a half style tail lights for the newer Audi S5s. So I saw these back last year when I was on vacation. Someone had posted that they were coming out, and I started doing searching everywhere. I was like, someone has to have them. I found them on AliExpress. I got lucky because I guess some people have been saying that they've ordered it through them and they end up getting nothing. But I was really on top of the company. I was like, hey, where are my tail lights? Where are my tail lights? You guys said I was supposed to get it by this day. I haven't gotten them yet. And then they eventually ended up showing up. They're really cool because they have a cool startup sequence like the newer Audis do. And they have the sequential turn signal. I guess there were two styles of these tail lights. There was one that the plastic, the housing was very, very cheap. And then there's these, which are the upgraded housing, which I guess I lucked out on, someone was telling me. So when I bought them, the only issues that I ran was this inner light. So the inner light, there's the slider for the connector. You gotta like cut these little things off of them so you can slide them in. But that's pretty much it. And then the other issue I had was since these have amber turn signals, since they're basically European tails, since these have amber turn signals, in the US, the B9s, the turn signal light and the brake signal light, they both turn on at the same time. But the European ones, only the brake and the turn signal are on their own separate circuit. So the issue I was having, every time I would press the brakes, the turn signal light will turn on. So I was talking to some guy, I'm not gonna name the company because I feel like he should have just told me, hey, just do this and you'll be fine. And I feel like that's what he figured out, and he just just didn't want to tell people. So he was trying to upsell me this is a guy from the US. I guess he was trying to upsell me a different wire. Hey, you need a different wiring harness, and then I have to send you this thing so you can program the tail lights to work with your car, blah, 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 blah. I was like, cool, how much is it? He was trying to, I think it was like $200-300 he wanted for that stuff. I was like, cool, is there any way that you guys can cut me a deal? I'll put it on my Instagram. Hey, go to this place to get these tail lights, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, I'll let you know. One day, because I overthink things, I was overthinking, and then one day I woke up and was like, wait a minute. I remember when I used to use my OBD11, there was a setting that you can convert your tail lights from US to European. So I plugged in my OBD port. I searched it up. It came up that you could turn your tail lights from European, or from European to US, from US to European, and that's what I did. I literally just did that. It was like 10 credits, and ever since then the tail light's been working how they're supposed to be working. The brake light is just its own brake light, and the turn signal is just its own turn signal. So that's that with that. And I got my roof black, wrapped in black. I actually have to take that off and get it rewrapped in black PPF because I feel like it would look a lot better. So I guess we'll go into the interior now. So as you see, it has red stitching, which is actually capped. This car didn't come with red stitching. I've been looking for years, and I found a video. This guy was like, yeah, if you buy this material, pen dye, whatever it's called, you can change your stitchings from white to red, and that's literally what I did. So the armrest stitching, the seat stitchings, that stitching's also done. That's aftermarket boot that came with red stitching. So my car, Audis don't come with this, but this car does have a Alcantara glove box. I really love the look of carbon in Alcantara. So I think like door panels are gonna be next for this car, because I do want to do these in Alcantara, and I'm already doing these in carbon, and then this bottom part in carbon. I do want to get the OEM door cards that come with the Alcantara in the middle. I've been looking for those as well. So this car has, which is like the little details for me, this is the OEM ashtray. I don't smoke. I just think it looks pretty cool in there. Instead of having an open hole all the time, you have that there. I did get a shift knob, and you can see this is all different with the S5 engraved in there with the carbon around it. The coin holder I got in carbon. This is OEM. I got this piece in carbon. I got the key fob thingy in carbon. And I also got the around the steering wheel column. I got that done in carbon. I got the steering wheel, which actually my girlfriend bought me that a couple years back. People complain about Alcantara. Oh, Alcantara doesn't hold up, blah, blah, blah. If you take care of it, it holds up. That steering wheel looks brand new, and I've had it since, I believe it was like 2019. Same with the shift knob. It needs a cleaning right now, but I've had it for a while, and it looks pretty clean. Oh, one thing I forgot to say, this car is on air ride. As you can see, there's my remote. I believe I got that little thing from Bag Riders. So right there, before it used to be it was a cigarette lighter and coin holder. So I took that out. You take all that crap out, and then you put this in, so it's very, very clean. If I close that, you'll never know where the remote is. So that holds the remote. I added these little things to the seat because I feel like these seats look pretty plain. I wish they did like stitching around the S5 logo so you can see it. So I did those things. I feel like it looks clean, not too much. I have my little Virgencita here from my Believers, and then I have one of my favorite clothing brands, Kith. Big Kith fan. Seat belts. Also did the red seat belts on this car. I think that's it. So the airbag for the steering wheel as well. So the things I wanted to change out, like I said, I've been searching for Alcantara OEM seats. I was gonna put aftermarket seats in here, but I just like I love how these seats look. I feel like they look really clean. They're comfortable as hell. I drove this car to Miami last summer, end of summer to Miami. It was a 24-hour drive, and it was comfortable as hell there and back. So I don't want to change the seat, so that's why I've just been looking for pristine condition S5 Alcantara seats OEM. Hopefully I find a set to do that, and also the matching door cards. The car is off right now, but I do have the RS Nav. My fault, my phone cut out. But like I was saying, I have the RS Nav. I didn't do the upgraded screen because I don't want to have any issues, so all I did was upgraded it so it has the original screen with integrated Apple CarPlay, which is pretty clean. One other thing I did to this car was, I forgot the name of the company, but I did change the cluster. You can see it has like the carbon on it. The S5 does light up on this, unlike the OEM one. So the S5 lights up, and then these little things around it, the numbers are like dots. Usually the OEM ones are like little slots and stuff. I also did this in Alcantara too, just the little things. Like I said, this around here, I did that in carbon. That's not OEM. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I'm probably missing stuff because this car has so much stuff done to it, but that's pretty much it for the car. I do have a lot of plans for it. New wheels from Vixten. I do want to do at one point a bigger brake kit on it. Like I said, some stuff to the headlights I want to upgrade on it. And like I said, the interior, find the OEM Alcantara seats. I just want to get this car to the point where it's just gonna be my, all right, I feel like driving my Audi today, get in it and go. Oh yeah, so I forgot to talk engine wise. So engine wise, all right, so engine wise, pretty clean in here. I love keeping a clean engine bay. So I got a bunch of carbon on the engine, all from ECS. That's from ECS. The strut brace from ECS. Intakes from ECS. No, intake is from Rock Hero, I think. I don't even remember because that was one of the first things I bought for the car when I first bought it. It's the little badge for my hood. Let people know this shit. Ooh, I can't cuss. Let people know this thing is real. So it is stage 2 single pulley. I don't want to do the full upgraded dual pulley, this and that, because I want to keep this car as reliable as ever. I do all the maintenance when it needs to get done, change the spark plugs, change the oil, change the plug. I did do the Merc Racing heat exchanger. So like I said, it is stage 2 single pulley with the heat exchanger done. I did little stuff like that. Like those two are actually from Porsche, as you see on your 911s and stuff. Don't tell my girlfriend I bought those OEM, but yeah. So I did order a new intake for it. It's also like I'll keep forgetting. It is tuned on IE, so it's IE tuned. And it does have, like I said, the IE single stage, stage 2 single pulley. And I did order the 034 intake for this car. I feel like 034 is one of my favorite brands. So I've done almost everything that I could 034 suspension wise to this car. So I did the full front suspension 034. I did all the rear, I did all the sway bar end links in 034 front and rears. I just need to do the sway bars. And I also did all their little inserts, like the transmission insert, the rear subframe insert, So I did a lot. I feel like almost every 034 part suspension wise for this car is on this car, besides the sway bars. So 034, if you guys want to sponsor me on that, I'll be gladly put that on. Either or, I'm still gonna end up getting that put on the car, because my main things with this car and with any car is I'm not a big speed guy. This thing isn't a slouch, but it isn't that fast. People look at it, probably think it's fast, but it really is not. With the stage 2 tune, it's at 425 crank. Before stock, it's 333 crank, so it did bring it up a little. So like I was saying, my main things with cars is looks. That's why everything is cosmetic on this car. Looks and feels and handling. I love a car that handles. My goal is for this car to somewhat handle like a Porsche. So once I get all the stuff done that I want to, I want one of my buddies, like Mike has a GT4. I want him to drive this thing on some roads and see if it's, I mean, it's not gonna handle like his GT4 because this car is way heavier and bigger than his GT4, but I want to see how he feels and get some other opinions on it. But my goal is to somewhat handle like a Porsche. It's not gonna handle like a GT3, I know that, but I want it to be nice, darty, and smooth at the same time. So yeah, I think that's all for this video. I think I got everything. I'm probably missing stuff, small stuff. Like you see, I got my calipers painted in gold. People see me, think I have carbon ceramic brakes, but I don't. Tires, if anybody cares, I am running Continental dry wet tires. I'm probably gonna upgrade to the dry wet snow. I kind of feel like I like this car better when it was driving on all seasons over just the summers for some reason. I don't know, maybe just me, but just my whole entire life I've always had this car on all seasons. I don't like the fact of the sticky tires is that it takes up and shoots so many rocks. So ever since I did that, my rear bumper right here, this part of the bumper, has just been sandblasted with rocks ever since I put these tires on. So I'm just gonna go back to all seasons. I don't track this car, so shouldn't really make a big difference. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, comment down below, and that should be it. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.